And we begin in Plateau State, where a curfew has been imposed in the Mangu Council area of the state following a midnight attack on Tuesday by gunmen that left scores dead, many people badly injured, and several properties destroyed. The police authorities in Plateau State have confirmed the incident, according to the command spokesperson. Over 30 people, including women and children, were killed in the attack. Funom Joshua has details.
This is the situation locals in Kubot community of Mangu Council area of Plateau State have found themselves. Gunmen invaded the community at midnight on Tuesday, killing a number of locals, including women and children. Eyewitnesses from the area told TVC News through a phone call that as about 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, the attackers were still shooting sporadically within the community. A curfew has been imposed in the local government area by the council chairman following the development. The spokesperson of the Plateau State Police Command, Alfred Alabo, confirms the attack. He says over 30 people lost their lives in the midnight invasion.
The command received a distress call from one of our officers posted to one of our stations that there were reports of sporadic gunshots in nearby villages around where he was, and informed the DPO, who later also informed the Commissioner of Police. And immediately the Commissioner ordered the move of all our command assets to that particular area to forestall any breakdown of law and order that is already there and further breakdown of law and order. Upon reaching there, some scores of dead bodies were found around the scene, and they have been evacuated. So far, over 30, including women and children.
The Plateau State government has ordered security operatives to intensify security measures to make sure the perpetrators are arrested. Funom Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
The All Progressives Congress National Working Committee has promised to continue its consultations and reach out to as many aggrieved members as possible. Chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, stated this when he received Senate presidential candidate Godswill Akpabio in company of over 40 senators at the party's national headquarters. The meeting was aimed at solidifying the party's position on the zoning arrangement it released earlier. Correspondent Habida Lawal has details.
There has been so much frenzied interest in the composition of the leadership of the National Assembly. Wide consultations are being carried out by different individuals and interest groups laying claim a stake to the Senate presidency. While some senators protest to the party's National Working Committee, every region feels that they deserve a seat at the high table of political prominence. Over 40 senators led by the party's candidate Godswill Akpabio visited the APC National Working Committee to thank them for the prompt release of the zoning list and also assure that they will continue to close ranks, especially to those who are yet to agree with the party's decision.
We are going to do more, together with the chairman, Governor Mai, the co-chairman, Governor Bello of Niger State, and the DG of the campaign, my brother Ndume, the deputy DG, my brother Senator Okwemi Babidele, and all our colleagues to make sure that everybody is on board. We want the rank-of-free Senate, we want the rank-of-free inauguration of the 10th Senate come that day.
We are 70, and I'm sure, inshallah, we'll get to 70, except for those people who are sick or something like that. Senators are men of integrity. And besides that, we are focused. They are poised to provide stability that is needed for the smooth takeoff of this administration.
The party on its part is heeding to calls for more consultations and in due time will come up with a position.
It is also a notorious fact that there has been responses to what we did. And being Democrats, we are doing what the call of leadership is compelling us to do.
Arms are crossed to see which way the NWC will eventually swing and if there will be a review of its earlier zoning list. Although the APC National Working Committee is yet to make any statement on its review of the zoning list so far, the purpose of this meeting is aimed at finding answer to settle the dissenting voices among the senators in the National Assembly. Habib Alawal, TVC News, Abuja.
New and returning governors are learning new and better ways to improve on governance in their respective states as soon as they are sworn in on the 29th of May. They are attending an induction organized by the Nigeria Governors Forum, where new governors are supported with relevant tools to usher them into office and enable them transition from campaigning to managing the process of governance. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akondi reports.
It is day 2 of the Nigeria Governors Forum induction program for new and returning governors. The forum is keeping these elected leaders busy as they learn and share experiences on the challenges of governance in Nigeria. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu shared valuable experiences on critical decision-making processes. He insists emotional intelligence is a necessary requirement for leaders. For Lagos, as the epicenter of the EndSARS protests, the civil disobedience that assumed a frightening dimension tested the resolve of the state government. But Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu blamed the social media for negatively escalating the crisis.
Their feelings, I shared it with them from the beginning. It took time. Social media played a very, very, very unfortunate role. Right, and it just sort of like aggravated what shouldn't have been. And over time, people saw, and people begin to see that, no, it wasn't really what we thought. It was.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, was the special guest, standing in for Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. He encouraged governors to harness the economic potential of youth in fintech, entertainment, and agriculture.
Nigeria continues to grapple with issues of poverty, healthcare, education, limited infrastructure, and a recovering economy. A lot has been done by succeeding administrations, both at the federal and subnational level. But a lot more is required given that no single administration can address the myriad of developmental challenges that faces our nation.
The governor of Oyo State, who has been re-elected for a second term in office, was part of a panel session where issues of managing the process of governance was discussed. In a separate interview, Governor Seyi Makinde talked about ways to shore up state revenue and cut down the over-reliance on the monthly federal allocation.
In Oyo State, for instance, we just don't sit in our offices and say, oh, this is what we think is good for people. We go out there and take the budget, to the people so that they can also have their input.
This induction for new and returning governors is the third organized by the Nigeria Governors Forum, a non-political think tank for subnational governments in formulating policies, plans, and programs to enhance the process of governance. Femi Akondi, TVC News, Abuja.
The Nigeria Police Lagos Command on Tuesday arraigned Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti at the Magistrate Court, Sabo Yaba, over his alleged assault of a police officer last Saturday. Chief Magistrate Adiola Olatubosun heard arguments from both the police prosecutor and the defendant's counsel. TVC News gathered that the police had initially sought a leave of the court to detain him for 21 more days in order to continue with their investigation. They had reportedly brought him to court from the 4th Criminal Investigation Unit at Kuti without informing his wife or counsel. After hearing the defense counsel, the court ordered that the singer be detained in police custody for 48 hours only for investigations to be concluded and then to be released afterwards on bail. Seun Kuti is to provide 2 sureties in the sum of 1 million naira each, one of whom must be a landlord within the jurisdiction of the court. The magistrate also ordered the police to place an investigation report of the case in the case file before the court. Further hearing is fixed for May the 22nd.